Alright, it says I'm live, but let me make sure really quick. Alright. Alright. See, as I wait for people to come in, I'm gonna sage my cards. Alright, just gonna clean off some of my cards. Also, I bought a new deck of cards, and I don't want anybody making fun of my cards because I bought the baby bootleg version and didn't even know it. That's what I get for not reading. These are the cards right here. They're the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels cards. If you're familiar with tarot cards, then you already know that she stopped making the original deck, and so you have a lot of third-party sellers, selling, like their own version of her deck, which I personally I don't care for, but I understand, the hustle. I understand that, they're very popular cards. So where there's popularity, you're going to have people that want to go in and replicate and copy and scalp and all of that. So, I don't like it, but I respect the hustle. The only thing was I thought I was getting the original deck and I wasn't. And so now I'm stuck with this baby bootleg version. I really want to use these cards though. So I'm going to continue to search the interweb for the original authentic deck, which is about maybe twice the size of that. Oh, I didn't know that my phone was on. Okay, which is probably, twice the size of this deck. So as I'm searching for that, don't make fun of me unless you're going to buy me the deck, the real deck. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started in just a second. I wanted to clean my cards and set the mood. I bought this sound bowl and I absolutely am in love with it. So give me a second. I just want to kind of set the mood. Hold on. Okay, can you guys hear me and see me if you're watching? Can you let me know if you can hear me and see me? Okay. Okay. What is going on, beautiful beings and conscious co-creators? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Demi and this is my channel. And today's video, if you're watching it on the playback, this was a live stream. I am currently going live weekly every Wednesday to give you guys your weekly dose of What's the Sitch, Sis, which is basically a collective reading that I do for my subscribers. And then shortly after that reading is done, I do open the floor for anyone who wants to receive a a quick little, reading, free reading. I don't charge for these, or at least I don't at the moment, so take advantage, because I don't offer personal readings whatsoever. I know a few people have asked me that in the past. So right now I'm not offering that. So this is my kind of way of being able to give you guys, some information, a free reading from me to you, just to show appreciation and gratitude for all of my subscribers and, again, beautiful beings. I love you guys so much. So, today's video, like I said, is the weekly video, where What's the Sitch? It's an episodic, it's an episodic weekly video that I come out here and do. And I basically just there's no pick a card. Well, sometimes it'll be pick a cards, but today's video is just going to be card pulls. And I'm just going to be giving you some information about where you currently are, give you some insight, guidance, and clarity as usual. And whatever the cards say is what I kind of relay back to you. This is really freestyled, so however which way this reading flows, if I receive any messages that need to be channeled to you guys, I will do that. Keep in mind this is a collective reading, so not everything that I'm going to say is going to resonate specifically with you. If you would like any specific information, you can either wait to the end to get a free quick reading, or I would suggest find a tarot reader that resonates with you, and if they do offer services, then go ahead and book a reading with them to get some specific advice. Okay. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to use my animal oracle deck that's really calling to me to use first. And I'm going to move this out the way. All right. All right. Spirit, what's going on with the collective? What's going on with my beautiful subscribers? What's going on with them? Any cards that need to be pulled for this deck to give them insight, clarity, guidance, possible relief is what I'm picking up for someone. Someone needs a little bit of relief. Clarification, please. Okay, 2 cards wanted to jump out. So the first card is Lion. Lion comes out and it says, you have, hold on, I'm going to have to tilt it this way to read it. It says, you have within you all of the courage you need. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. Okay, so immediately I'm picking up some of you guys are you have a family, meaning you're like probably the matriarch of the family. You're probably a mother, or you're someone that's very influential in that way. You may not be the actual mother, but people take to you because you have a mothering type of spirit about you, and so people look up to you. People seek you for advice, or just someone to lean on, someone to express themselves to. And I think Spirit, excuse me, I'm sorry, Spirit is coming to say that all of that is really for a reason, okay? And what you're looking for is really essentially right in front of you. But it is going to require courage to kind of go after what it is that you're looking for. Again, the card says higher calling. So instead of looking outside of your network right now, the network of people in your life, the family members that lean to you, the friends that lean to you, instead of looking outside of them, Spirit is saying, look inside your network, look inside your inner circle, because that's where you're going to be most successful. I feel like for some of you, there's someone that really, really needs you in your inner circle. They need you. And that's why I feel like that word relief was coming out when I was shuffling. Someone in your inner circle needs relief. They need help. And I think that you were probably the best person to help them. And so while you're trying to, make efforts outside of this circle to, improve, be greater, evolve, Spirit is saying there's someone in your inner circle that needs you. So turn around and make sure you're not leaving their stone unturned, because I think part of that is included in your destiny. It's included in your journey. So for others of you, I feel like this is another card. And before I even flipped it over, I already knew this was going to be something very different. So some of you are probably going to resonate with the Lion Higher Calling card. Some of you are going to resonate with this Oracle Whale Adventure card. And this card reads, it's a little dark in here. It says, dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song. Manifest your travel dreams. Attempt the great journey with confidence. Be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Well, wow. Does that not sound very similar to what I was just saying with this group? But yeah, it says be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know. So some of you, if you were kind of feeling this urge to take an adventure, to do something different, to do something that is outside of your norm, outside of the regular day-to-day routine that you have established for yourself, if you call yourself being a very predictable person, and lately Spirit has been pressing on you to do something that is just very different from what you usually do, I think that you're going to resonate with this card. The interesting thing that I want to point out really quick so I don't forget the point is the likeness in both of these cards is hold your friends and family close to you in this time. Okay, I want to point out Mercury retrograde is going on right now. It ends on November 3rd. So during this time, if you are experiencing, communication difficulties with your friends and your family, close people that you love and you love them, but you're having trouble being communicative with them, you're having trouble, just kind of fellowshipping with them, sharing space with them. If there's a lot of drama, of strife, issues, please keep in mind that we are in retrograde. And so being mindful and aware of the conversations that you're having, and I'm speaking right now from personal experience because, sometimes retrograde comes in and, hits me and affects my household. So I have to keep that in mind that right now, where we are astrologically, it's not in my benefit to make bold statements right now. Those of you who are, sensitive as far as the planets moving around, as far as the stars, as far as what's going on when there's a retrograde happening or a full moon happening, I happen to be one of those people that's very sensitive to that. So sometimes, because I'm not an astrologist yet, I'm still learning like lunar phases. But it's funny because even now, sometimes I'll feel something or I'll feel off because I'm very sensitive to what's going on, even though I don't realize what's going on. So when I look up and it's like, oh, well, it's a full moon, so that is why I'm feeling, X, Y, and Z. It makes so much sense. So if you relate to that, if you are like me, if that's something that you're, as I'm talking, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. I would suggest you do what I'm doing and, educate yourself more on the lunar phases, educate yourself more on the retrogrades and what they mean and how that possibly is affecting you. Educate yourself on planets, on the, like there's a oracle deck that I have that I bought specifically to help me learn, these different types of terms or terminology so that I can be more well-rounded and really prepared, because that's really what that is. It's just one more tool in my belt that allows me to stay prepared when navigating, this thing that we call life, this experience. So anyway, the other part of that, because I know I just spent a bit of time talking about the family and friends aspect, and I really just want to say one more time to highlight for those of you all who didn't catch it, this is not the time to abandon your friends and family. Your friends and family need you, or at least there are people within your friends and family dynamic that need you, and you are for them a very big light. Okay, so if you are planning on moving around, don't forget that person. Okay. But for the others, for the rest of this card, what it's saying is there's a call for you to do something different. And if it is, be bold in that. It's not that pressure is not going away, and it's not going away because it's within your destiny. You're supposed to fulfill this side. Okay, so you're gonna continue to feel this pressure to do something, and the more you ignore it, I believe, it's gonna cause you to it's like the color starts to kind of fade in your life. Sometimes when we ignore callings, we end up paying for that. Well, because everything has a price, right? So if you're feeling the call to do something different, this card says, dare to do things differently. Dare to do things differently. Dare is, I'm going to do it. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. When you accept a dare, it's just you being bold and you saying, you know what, I'll take that challenge. I don't know everything about what's going to happen, but I'm going to take the challenge. So this card is calling you guys to switch it up, do something different. And if you already know what that is, or you already have an inkling of an idea of what that's supposed to be, this card is confirmation that you need to do it. All right. So for this deck, Spirit, we're asking for advice for the collective that's watching this video, for my beautiful beings and conscious co-creators and subscribers. We're asking for advice from this deck, please. Thank you. Any other cards? Any other cards, please? Thank you. All right. Let's read this one first. This one says, align your actions with your intentions. I love that. Ashe. I don't know if you can see it. It says, align your actions with your intentions. That is going to require a lot of awareness. Excuse me. It's going to require a lot of awareness. Basically, they're saying make sure everything is in sync and in harmony. You can't intend to do one thing, but do something different. And I'll give you a perfect example because this is something that, Spirit was pressed up on me. And it's so funny, this collective reading is really hitting home for me in my life right now. Align your actions with your intentions. So for me, that means if my intention is to be a healthy individual, a healthy being inside and out, then my actions cannot reflect, making really poor choices with diet and lifestyle. Okay. That's poor actions. If my intention is to be financially wealthy and abundant, then my actions cannot, they cannot show, like a poor mindset. I can't maneuver through life with fear of making investments in myself, or taking leaps of faith in my business, because I'm afraid of failure, for example. I can't let that stop me because the intention has already been put out there. In order for us to manifest, our intentions have to match our actions. Otherwise, it gets lost in translation. It gets lost in the sauce. You can't send out a rocket of desire to the universe saying, well, I want a house, but you never put yourself in a position to purchase a house. You never go and look for a house. You have to match your intentions with your action. And furthermore, you have to act. You have to do something. You can't just send out a desire or a dream and not follow that up with a plan and not follow that up with action. You can't, you're literally going to be walking in circles. So one of the most important things to do when you're talking about manifesting, because manifesting is a very popular subject right now, and I want you guys to really understand this. You don't manifest by sitting on your couch and saying, well, this is what I want, and the universe is going to bring it to me, and I'm just going to continue doing what I've been doing. Nothing, the universe does not even subscribe to that kind of philosophy. You can't get something for nothing. This is transactional. And those people who are true, powerful manifestors, they take action and they align their action with what they just shot out there into the universe. I hope that makes sense. So as you're sending out desires, as you're focusing on your dreams of what it is that you want to do, who it is that you want to be, make sure that your actions are syncing up. Make sure your actions reflect what it is that you just sent out, okay? The next card was celebrate yourself, you deserve it. And it has a yay on the card. Celebrate yourself because you deserve it. If you are being too hard on yourself, Spirit is saying stop it. Stop being so hard on yourself. Because as you are creating in your life, some of you guys are probably, go, work, all work, no play. And Spirit is saying, don't miss out on the full experience, because yes, you have goals, you have aspirations, you have dreams to do this, be there, experience this. But at the same time, enjoy the present right now and celebrate yourself for the successes that you've acquired up until this point. See, sometimes we as people, sometimes it's like subconsciously we are comparing ourselves to other people. And so because we are not where that person is, or where we deem that person being, or because that person is successful, or even with ourselves, we compare where we want to be. And because we're not there, we are hard on ourselves. We are unkind to ourselves. And that is not serving you. As you are growing and building, and yes, you want to focus on your empire. Yes, you want to focus on your leveling up. You want to focus on your current journey and the end. Yes, that's great. But even in that, as you're going, celebrate the moment that you wake up every day, because those are opportunities to experience life, and not everybody wakes up the next day. So that's a celebration in and of itself. Celebrate the small victories. The small victories, those count, those matter. Every time you make a good decision, that's worth celebrating. So I'm going to use diet again for an example, because it's just like the easiest thing for me to compare. But say you are on a quest to be healthy and you have a goal of losing 20 pounds. So every day you wake up, no, you're not at the 20 pound loss mark. No, you haven't gotten there, but today you ate really healthy. Today you ate clean foods. Even though you had the option of eating, foods that would possibly raise your blood pressure, or, raise your blood sugar, or, add more weight to you. And you had that option, and instead you chose to eat clean and do something that was in alignment with your goal. Every time you do things that are in alignment with your goal or where you want to be, celebrate that. Align your actions and then celebrate it when it happens. Excuse me, I'm a little nasally. I hope that made sense as well. Now I'm going to use my baby bootleg deck, the Romance Angels. And for this, again, like I said, if you're not familiar with this deck, this is about love and romance and partnerships and relationships. So I'm going to do like a little relationship, microscopic view really quick. So for my collective spirit, my subscribers, the beautiful beings and conscious creators who follow me, I would like to get some information on their relationships. Okay, what's going on in their relationships? Single or... Thank you. I was going to say single or in a relationship. Okay, so for my single, well, hell, this could be for anybody. This card says, this could be the one. Oh, snap. Some of y'all, this could be the one. It says you've already met the romantic partner you seek. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So if you're with someone right now and you're like, is this the person is this the person that I'm going to be with? I wonder, there's your confirmation that this person really could be who you have been kind of, putting rockets of desire out there for. This is probably, the pepper to your salt, the jelly to your peanut butter, But it says this person, you've already met them. They're already in your life. So really, if you don't have a romantic interest, then this is probably a friend of yours who is just waiting for their opportunity to strike, to, make that bold move and remove themselves out of that friend zone possibly. I'm feeling that for someone. This is a friend that's trying to get out of that friend zone because they see you as this, and maybe you haven't really seen them yet like that, but maybe this reading kind of like opened your eyes a little bit and you're like, oh, snap. What's his face? What's his face? You know what I mean? And for some of you who are already entertaining this romantic relationship, this is just confirmation that, yes, this person is the one for you. And the other card was, let's see, healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Your love life benefits as you forgive Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So very interesting that this keeps circling around family. And the family network, or the beings that kind of, when put together, they kind of represent your inner circle of your family and friends, the ones who are possibly or have been at one point most influential to you. So this card is coming in, and I go immediately back to the Lion card. This card back here, where I was talking about, don't abandon the family. There's someone that needs you. That for some of you could be a parent. Maybe you have strife with your mother or your father or a guardian. Maybe you are walking in unforgiveness because of something that they did or didn't do. And you think that, well, it's fine to have this heaviness on my heart. It's okay to be angry with this person. It's okay to not have this person in my life even because I'm angry with them. And you think that because it's out of sight, out of mind, it's not affecting you, when really it is legitimately affecting the way that you love and the way that you allow love in. It is affecting your relationships. It is affecting the dynamic between you and your partner because of this unforgiveness. See, the thing is, when we have heaviness on our hearts, you may think that it's like, it's not coming out in other aspects, but it does. It bleeds out. And sometimes that's where triggering comes from, because we haven't dealt with the traumas. We haven't dealt with our past. We haven't dealt with the stuff in our closet. We haven't done the shadow work to even discover what that is. And so for some of you, this card is calling for you guys to really deal with some things that have happened to you in your past that you have current unforgiveness for. And as you're contemplating what I'm saying, I want you to please understand, we don't forgive. Well, I mean, you can forgive, that person for that person. But more importantly, because when I say this, a lot of times people understand it easier. When someone does a transgression against you, when someone does something negative to you, someone does something that was just undesired, like, I really didn't appreciate that, I don't like that, I hate that you did this to me. When that happens, when we talk about forgiving that person, forgiving that abuser, forgiving that, person that hurt you, forgiving, and then just whatever words you want to call them, whatever title you've given them in your life, you think, well, if I forgive them, then that means I'm telling them like it was okay what happened to me. But really, that's not what this is. Forgiving them is releasing them from your heart space, from your heart chakra. Forgiving is saying, I'm going to release the negative energies that I have associated with you and this event that happened in my life, or these events that have happened in my life. I'm doing that for me. I'm doing that because I want to move on. I'm doing that so that I can go in and clean all of that stuff off of me. I can clean myself, and that way I can present new. I can present, like, it's it's like the word tainted. I used to use a lot on my channel. We get tainted. We get tainted by the things that people do to us. Someone does something to us, and it hurts, and it hurts, and it's like, dang, that really broke my heart, like a heartbreak. We get tainted by that, and sometimes we subconsciously allow that to affect how we enter into our next relationship. But the thing is, when you heal those issues, when you heal that trauma, when you heal that, it allows you to go into that relationship unscathed. You can give that relationship the best opportunity to be successful because you're not going in with the baggage. You're not going in with the hurt and pain that another person, whether that was a friend, a family member, an ex-lover, what have you, you're not going in with that. It's the fairest thing to do for you and the next person that you entertain. Why? Because sometimes we make the next person pay for what our ex-lover did or for what our father did. I hope that makes sense. And so the last thing we're going to do right before we get into the personal reads is I'm going to pull some tarot cards. Okay, hold on, a card already fell out. Death card came flying out as I was talking, and that is in reverse. Death card came flying out in, what's the subject? So this is just a collective general reading. So I'm just kind of giving you guys what I see as the cards come out. So, as the reading was progressing, it was kind of like the theme seems to be about family and your inner circle, and, this is not the time to, kind of, forsake or kind of move forward and leave your family behind, because I do feel like from the cards so far, there is someone that needs you. There is someone that you are a light to. And I think that maybe this is also because of the energy of retrograde. I feel like some of you who are going to be coming across this video are, maybe there's some issues going on with your family. There's some, miscommunication, some strife, some drama. And so I feel like some of you guys are like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to, leave it alone. Like, I'm not going to deal with it. But I think that there's someone in there that needs you. And then when healing family issues came out, one that was a clarification, but also what I was picking up from that card is this could be a parent for some. And then also this card, the Oracle card, came out, and it was basically talking about those of you all who are being called to take an adventure. Actually, I'm going to read this card because it was so beautiful. It was the Oracle Well card, and it said, dare to do things differently. Sing your wild song, manifest your travel dreams, attempt the great journey with confidence, be loyal. Friends and family are your treasures. Be brave. You are more powerful than you know, which was such a huge, powerful card. And it was basically saying those of you all who are feeling called to move around, being called to do something different, being called to switch things up, do something that's just out of the norm and out of your what you would usually do. That card is coming in to say, no, that is definitely spirit talking to you. That is something that you are divinely being led to do. And it is confirmation, or will be confirmation for those who maybe watch this on the playback. So that was just a quick rundown of what I've said so far. But yeah, so Death card came out in reverse. And let's see. 7 of Cups. So, honestly, this card comes out, and I kind of feel like this is for that family member or that person, that close friend that maybe is like a family member. There's an issue with them being able to move forward, to accept what has already happened, even though it has already happened. And it could also be for you guys as well. Some of you who are holding on to past traumas or past conflicts or strifes with family members, you're not letting it go. And so it is obscuring your view of moving forward. And it also is preventing you guys from, one is preventing you guys from truly healing. Hold on. You're feeling, yeah, ashe. But for some of you guys with the 7 of Cups, it's Spirit is saying it's really obstructing your vision. It's obstructing your ability to see presently what is possible because you're holding on to the past. And that's why I say, like, when we talk about like things that have happened to us and forgiveness, it doesn't have to be about that person. You forgive for yourself because it really does completely shape the way that you presently go about life. And it opens up, I don't know, and I'm speaking from experience. I just feel like when you choose to forgive someone that has hurt you or just maliciously came after you, one, you begin to realize that a lot of times it had nothing to even do with us. That transgression that person did had nothing to do with us at all. You know, it was something that they were dealing with that was their own demons, and we just happen to be on the receiving end of that. And for whatever reason, sometimes you'll find out the reason why, and sometimes you don't. I mean, that's just really, I think that's part of your own spiritual journey. But even if you never figure out why it happened to you, why it had to happen to you, even if you never figure that out, what you can always choose to do, this card wanted to come out, what you can always choose to do is choose yourself, choose to move on. Strength card comes in reverse. Yeah, courage is still coming up. Some of you guys really need to be courageous. And maybe that is part of the unforgiveness, because it does take a lot of courage to forgive someone, especially someone who didn't ask for forgiveness. You don't talk to any of your side of the family? Justice card came out and fell on the floor. Give me 1 second. Justice card came out. So this really does this does feel like family. And I get it. You feel like what happened to you wasn't fair. You feel like, I didn't deserve that. That doesn't make sense. And so you're looking at it very logically. You're like, look, this happened. I didn't like it. I think that this person is a shit person, or this person shouldn't be in my life, so I'm done. I'm out. I'm over it. I don't want to be a part of it. And you're thinking very logically, but really you think that by you saying that you are growing, that you are going to, improve yourself and be better. But really, Spirit is saying you're still emotionally attached. There's still an emotional scar. It's kind of like you covering something with a Band-Aid that really requires stitches. All it's going to do is heal improperly, if it even heals at all. And sometimes, unfortunately, because of matters of the heart, we never really fully heal until we resolve what happened. And as I was saying before, because I don't think, Teresa, I don't think you were in the chat when I was talking about it earlier, but the thing is, when we choose to just kind of like do this justice energy of saying, you know what, wrong is wrong, I'm over it, out of my life, I'm not dealing with you, because we are still emotionally tied and connected to that situation, whether we want to admit it to ourselves or not, those emotions spill out in other ways, and oftentimes they spill out in ways that we don't want. They spill out on the least possible moment it should be spilling out, and we take it out on our loved ones. We take it out on our husbands, our wives. We take it out on our kids, and they didn't deserve it. And so, do you see how this can be cyclical? Because now you're the person that's on the receiving end of your anger and frustration that wasn't even for them. Now they have this imprint of you. And this is why it really can be harmful to not deal with, the things that have traumatized us, or the things that have disappointed us in a really big way, the things that have hurt us. This is the effect of that, is that this can literally begin to be a generational cycle. I think some of you have heard that saying, hurt people hurt. That's why it's like sometimes I tell people who talk to me personally about their situations, I tell people, don't take it personally. It's very possible that what they did to you had nothing to do with you at all. It's just where they are and where they were living at and resonating and vibrating in. And sometimes hurt people just need to take it out on someone. And we unfortunately end up on the receiving end of that. But that does not mean that we have to carry that. And that does not mean that we have to reciprocate. Nor does it mean to take it out on other people. I know I didn't intend for this to be super deep. I thought this was going to be lighthearted, but like I said, whatever Spirit says, someone needed to hear it. Pull a couple more cards, and then we'll move on to the personal reading. 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands, What I don't want to have happen is for some of you guys to really be disillusioned in thinking that you're doing the right thing by, ignoring this person. Yes, we want to observe the people that are in our life that are not supposed to be in our life, but to truly completely move on means that you can look at the situation, receive healing, and when you talk back on what happened to you, you can tell it like a story, like it was someone else's story. We're not, I feel like in this society, especially on social media, we're not advocating for people really to move on, to not let things affect them. And I said this in my live stream, I think a week or so ago, that, this society is really kind of, we want to put victims on a pedestal, and as if to say, like, stay here, stay in this victimhood. This stuff happened to you and it was bad, it was terrible, and you should always feel bad about this. And I feel like, well, I'm not going to say everybody. Some people actually do call themselves survivors, and they come out of it after they've received, therapy, and they've really worked on themselves, and they come out with this new light on life, and they're able to really kind of maneuver differently and more constructively. But I'm talking about the other people that are like, look, this happened to me, and I need you guys to feel bad for me. You don't need anyone to feel bad for you. That is your story, and yes, it happened, and that is your testimony, and you can absolutely help people. But not by encouraging people to feel sorry for themselves when something terrible happens to them, because it happened to you. Like I said, hurt people, and terrible things happen to people every single day, every single minute of every single second. Something terrible is happening to somebody. But we always have the choice of whether or not we're going to allow that to taint us and taint our experience. Every day we wake up, we have an opportunity to live our life to the fullest extent. And maybe an unpopular opinion, but you holding on and continuing to allow yourself to stay in that past, in that specific moment, and live there really affects your ability to be present and to miss the blessings in the present that Spirit is trying to offer. Last card. Four of Pentacles. Yeah. I'm going to end that collective reading with just kind of Spirit saying it really can be time for you to let it go. And that a little bit of this is just waiting for you to let it go. Because whether you realize it or not, some of you guys are kind of like dismantling. And I feel like some of you, sometimes it can kind of feel like control, like you're losing control. Your emotions, especially during retrograde, sometimes our emotions can just go haywire, and a lot of stuff that we're holding on can just start spilling out. And it's really because it's time for you to let it go. It's time for you to let it go and move on with your life. That is the collective reading. Now I'm going to open the floor for anyone who has a personal question and would like any insight, guidance, clarity. Maybe it's a confirmation or the opposite, whatever the cards say. But if you do have a specific question, what time is it? 7:02. I'll open this up because it says there's only 3 people in here right now, so I'll leave this open for like 10 minutes or so for anybody who has a question. Okay. And quick question, Teresa, do you mind if I ask your question out loud? I prefer to, when I upload this, I prefer to not leave the chat open just out of respect for people's privacy. But moving forward, like just a random question from a creative perspective, do you mind if I ask the question out loud, or even, continuing to say your name? Because even if you say no, I definitely won't leave this video up. I respect people's privacy a ton. You don't mind? Okay, because I was going to say, I already said your name, so, if you were like, no, I don't want you to say my name or my question, I was like, okay, this video is not going up. I will, after this live is over, the video will never see the light of day on my channel. But okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so, will my husband and I have a child together? Let me shuffle. sorry, shuffle and cards start flying everywhere. The cards fly everywhere. So that's very interesting. Okay, card already flipped over. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Give me 1 second, I'm going to clarify. Queen of Wands clarified by the Three of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Temperance. Six of Wands again. Okay, you're older, he's younger, he's, let me move my phone over so I can see, because I refuse to wear glasses, so. He's a Virgo, and you're a Sag. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell, but the Queen of Wands in reverse comes out, clarified by the Three of Pentacles. We have the Two of Swords, we have Temperance, we have the Hierophant, and then we have the Six of Wands. Honestly, I feel like your relationship is up and down. Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like you're kind of in a you're kind of at a standstill right now with that Two of Swords. I feel like Queen of Wands comes in and is telling me not so much that this is a black and white question of like, will we have kids? More or less about your position of even really wanting to have kids, because I feel like you're not really I don't feel like you're very confident in that journey with him. And so maybe that's probably why if you are trying to have kids right now, you may be having trouble conceiving, or you're having trouble even coming to the conclusion. Queen of Wands in reverse is showing kind of like a lack of confidence, a lack of security in that. And then the Three of Pentacles, that's kind of telling me that there's a lack of confidence in the collaboration between you guys. I don't know if you feel like, you guys would even, do you feel like there's a possibility of like you guys not being in sync or being, on the same page when it comes to raising a child? Because I feel like there are concerns that either you have or that they have about, going into this journey of parenthood together. And yeah, because I like this Queen of Wands, like I said, that's either you or him, but someone is concerned, and that's why it's like there has to be a decision made before you guys can even go into the actions of having kids. I feel like it's very kind of in limbo right now, though. Temperance card's telling me there's a little bit of healing that needs to happen for you guys. I don't know if you guys are it's kind of like there needs to be a connection reestablished or stronger. There needs to be a stronger connection happening. I feel like this is more so kind of coming in as like, well, these are the steps that need to happen in order to have this ending come in. Adjusting to a new relationship. Yes. Okay. So you're in agreement. Yeah. Cause I'm like, there's Hierophant comes out and it's like, there's still a lot that you need to learn about him. And there's a lot he needs to learn about you. And I feel like these things are kind of, these things need to happen first. Otherwise, it'll just kind of be premature. I don't feel like, though, in all honesty, Six of Wands, let's clarify that. The Emperor card. Yeah, I don't feel like you're ready to have a kid right now, to be perfectly honest with you. I feel like there's a little bit of stability and structure that needs to exist first before you have the kid, and before you even try to have a kid. Justice card. Three of Swords. Yeah, I think that we want kids, but we are new and getting to know each other. Yeah, Three of Swords comes out and Justice card comes in reverse. You guys really need to take some time. And I know that sometimes we feel like, I know you mentioned you're a little older, he's a little younger. So you're like, look, we only have this window of time. But honestly, in my opinion, skipping over and I'm not saying you're doing this, but sometimes we can focus too much on the aspect of time, and we can allow that to kind of, speed up or even just kind of neglect certain things, certain building blocks and relationships that need to be established. And I feel like the cards are telling you that you need to establish these blocks before you introduce a baby into both of y'all's lives, because there's structure that needs to be had. And I feel like should a kid come before this, that Six of Wands is just like, I don't think it's going to be a really good time, honestly. And even the Three of Swords coming out, I don't think it's going to be a good time. I think there's going to be a lot of struggle if this isn't rectified or remedied. I don't know if that's the word I'm trying to say. Financially, I want to be independent. Girl, speak truth to me, no sugarcoat. Okay, I appreciate you, because sometimes, look, I said in my other live stream, like, I am not a reader that is going to always produce unicorns and rainbows and gumdrops. Like, I have to say what's in the cards, but I know that sometimes what I say, it can hurt. Sometimes it's not what people want to hear. And I mean, that was evident the very first time I ever gave a reading. I had to tell this girl that she's dealing with a heartbreak, so she doesn't even need to be thinking about love right now. And she just kind of looked at me like, oh, and I was like, I'm so sorry, because I empathize. I understand that sometimes we're hopeful. We want to hear, what we identify as positive news. Like, some people want to hear like, well, I want a baby, so tell me I'm going to have a baby. And I'm like, look, boo, like, it's not about the baby. Like, that's what the cards are saying. It's not about the baby. It's about the other shit that we need to deal with and talk about first, so that when the baby comes in, the baby is in a beautiful, light, healthy environment, and that baby can thrive. You know what I mean? Yeah, so honestly, I don't see it being a yes or a no for you. I don't think it's about that. And sometimes Spirit will come in and kind of rework your question. And I think that's what happened here. It's not about yes or no for your baby. I think it's about, when you want to have the baby and what needs to happen first in order to give the baby that best opportunity to thrive and exist in this world, okay? Because right now it would be a little bit chaotic, because you and your partner still need to get on a solid ground. And right now, you guys, like you even said, you're new. There's so much building that has to take place in. And I mean, I wouldn't recommend fast tracking it, but I would say, if you want to like kind of just like, I would say like, if you want to like buy books or, take like a relationship course where y'all can like really deepen that intimacy and just kind of focus on that and let that be a priority, I definitely see a different type of reading coming for you, with different cards being pulled. But right now I feel like it would be too much of a premature situation. I don't know what my purpose is: to have confidence, to feel secure enough to have one. What do you mean you don't know what your purpose is? Excuse me. I'm a little nasally. I do know that. I mean, I don't, if you can clarify that what you don't know about your purpose, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking that you're saying we are both struggling financially. I was wondering about the baby because I'm older and miss my opportunity. I personally, how do I say this? Job and career. Okay. There are many opportunities to, especially in 2020, there's many opportunities to have kids outside. Now, they do say, and I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I do know, and I mean, I've heard from doctors say this, that, at a certain age, you put yourself at a greater risk. And, I've seen that happen in members of my family where they have had kids well into their mid 40s. In fact, my youngest sister was a product of that. Her mother had her when she was, I think, in her mid 40s. I think if memory serves me correct. But I just think that if it's important for you to have kids right now, then make the priority be to find for that, so that make the priority be you and your partner. Okay, make that a priority, and then on top of that, make sure that he's on the same page. But at the same time, I don't want you to force it. Okay, because sometimes when we stress too much on the idea of conception and having a baby, we force it and it doesn't come, because there could be a lot of pressure on that you're not just kind of experiencing what it even means to be in a position to conceive a child. I hope that makes sense. But like, even with you saying like we are both struggling financially, like, look, like I said, if you feel like, I want a baby, then, and okay, because you have options here. Please believe me, you have options, you have choice, even outside of the cards here. If you say, what, I hear what you're saying, girl, but I'm gonna do me, that's totally fine. We all have choice here. But what I'm saying is that he wants one, but we are not financially ready. See, those concerns are valid. And there are some people who have kids, I know them, who have kids and they know that they're not financially in the best place to have a kid. I mean, the idea behind, there's a perfect time to have kids, I believe personally is false, but there are ways to prepare yourself. And I feel like I said, this Queen of Wands here, I do believe now that that's you as you're talking. You are the one that doesn't feel confident in the situation. Even though you want one, in your gut and your heart of hearts, it is not the right time, but you also feel pressured. And the pressure is maybe coming from him a little bit, because like, again, the Three Pentacles, that's relationships, that's collaboration, that's working with partners, so working with people. So maybe with this Three of Pentacles, like your partner's like, look, come on, let's do this, like work with me. But you're just like, I don't know. And it's left you very like indecisive and kind of just feeling a lot of pressure. But your concerns are valid, and don't let anyone invalidate your concerns. You have them for a reason. You know what I mean? I would just say, if it's important for you guys to have kids, then don't skip over this. Make this a priority. Make sure that you guys are on a solid ground. If it's a financial issue, hit the pavement hard. Come up with a plan as far as what it is that you want to create in your life financially. Come up with that plan and make that tunnel vision. Focus on that. Manifest what it is that you want. If you're like, look, in order to have this baby, we need like 30,000. I mean, I don't know. I don't have kids, so I don't know how much. I mean, I heard babies are expensive, but I don't know. In fact, yes, him and his family. Oh wait, yes, his family. Yeah, it's like I feel like you feel pressure, but even still within that pressure, you are the person that makes that decision. This Two of Wands, that's you. You make that decision. Okay? And right now, and it's okay. Like in fact, at this point, it doesn't even matter what other people think. You require a certain level of connection with your partner. And like I said, I feel like if you ignore it, if you ignore these standards that you have set for yourself, I feel like you're gonna struggle. Basically, if you ignore these steps, I see struggle. I see difficulties. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, there's a lot to learn still. There's still so much to learn. So look, tell him, look, if you want a kid, if you want a baby with me, if we're serious about having a child together, these are the things that we need. We need to be more structurally sound. The Emperor, that's stability. So, we need stability. We need financial, we need to be more financially independent. And for you, if you don't know what your purpose is, I would say first sit down and figure out, okay, what is it that I'm good at? What is it that I like to do? You can take personality tests. There's all kinds of things that you can do to kind of get an idea of like where it is that you kind of like to exist, like what is it that you like to do, and or even just like what you're good at, and then you can figure out how to make money from that. And I'm not saying it'll be easy, I'm not saying it'll be quick, but or even just like, putting out there like, this is the kind of job I want. and manifesting that and sending that out into the universe. And after you do that, make sure you're taking action to align yourself to where you are, ready for that job opportunity. That's luck, when preparation meets opportunity. So prepare yourself for, you to be in position to receive the opportunity of the job when you get it, if a job is what you want. But basically, there are things that you have to get together first, essentially, is what I'm saying and what I'm seeing in the cards. But I mean, I think that, like I said, I feel like with that Temperance card, I mean, there is connection there. I do see that there's connection there. But at the same time, with that Hierophant, there's a lot more to learn about your partner, and there's a lot more to do. Hmm? It's in that blue purse over there. Awesome. Okay. I'm glad that you, thank you for asking the question. I really appreciate that. Because I think that that's going to also help other people as well. Sounds good. Understand completely. Yeah, this is an opportunity for you to really create. I feel like even though you may look around and you may see, other people are just kind of in a different position as you, or, from your view, people have it easier, or they're just, it's just different. Even in that, I feel like you have a golden opportunity here to really create your life. And it doesn't mean that you can't have kids or that you won't have kids with your partner. It just means that there are other things that you have to kind of handle and take care of first. You know what I mean? But I wish you, I mean, I don't believe too much in luck, but like I said, I do know that you have all the power and all the opportunity in the world at your hands, at your disposal, to create the life that you want. And so I wish you well in that endeavor. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So thank you. Shout out to Teresa. This is for the playback. Shout out to Teresa for coming in and, just allowing herself to be vulnerable so that we can do a reading. Because I do believe that this is not just going to be, this wasn't just for you. Someone else is going to take this and they're going to receive a lot of confirmation and instructions from this. So I really appreciate when people open themselves up to do readings. I don't take it for granted at all. So thank you. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll be back on here later this week with a pick a card. I already have it prepared, so I'm excited. And the pick a card is going to be, predicting the rest of this year, 2020. So I'm excited for that. Once again, thank you for watching. And yeah,